Let me get down lower where I can see it better. And let's see. Okay, it says Ray Ba'or Yakar. What does the Ohr Makif say? Let's see if I'm in the right place. I'm in the wrong place. All right, we're on page Tafshin Tes Vav. And we're on number Hey. That's where it is. He says, Rabbi Bebira Meshula Lefi Agua. Shenis Boyer Khan Lefi Darko, that explained over here. The Iri Khan Be'inya Afa'apa Zair Anpin, it's really talking about the eyelids of Zair Anpin. Now, what are we talking about? Where the Pasuk had said, Baruch L'chol El Makomech, or run back to your place. So the question is that what does that phrase mean? So he says, the Iri Khan Be'inyan Afa'apai Zair Anpin, the eyelids of Zair Anpin, Sheniftachim v'nistamim tamed b'bechinas rotza v'shuvain sham. And then he goes and he says, V'lezecha v'bir kan, she'im Zair Anpin rotza la'akev es stimus afapayim, that if he wants to hold back the closing of his eyelids, afilu sha'achas, azayin emer ha'pasuk baruch l'chol el makomecha, go back to your place, which means what? Kolomar, sha'afafayim, he says, yachzor lebekom k'dei listom einayin ansham. Now, this is something a little bit missing there, maybe. Why does it say, he says, that if Zair Anpin wants to open his eyes? So, indicating that Zair Anpin has wants to go against the grain wants to keep his eyes closed. Ansham, something like that. The Lahasik Yosef Medai wants to see more than it's fit to see. Ha'ein ne'emar shuv l'makom azai, excuse me. Ne'emar shuv l'makom b'chol harishon ein sham, so mean going back to being closed. To me, this is Peladik, is that I thought that Zair Anpin is like a balance scale. It's the maskala. And then as a result of the behavior of people, then it has open and close. It's like that. Here, he's saying that if Zair Anpin wants to, like he's, why would he want to? So, okay, so that's it, but it has to go back to his place. That's kind of the idea. Number Vav, it says, Rei Zohar Chai. What's the Zohar Chai say? Shabir Kan V'zel L'shana Baruch L'chol L'hai Reish L'lo Isyada. So we've been through that idea a little bit before. What does he mean? He means a really, really high place. He means the gar. I mean, we know that it means the gar of Atik. So he said, L'hai Reish L'lo Isyada Be'arno Kavar. We've explained this already. He says, Be'ina Nifla Ad Kan, in a wonderful kind of way. A nafla, but the Indian of the nafla shein of the Einai, who's snuma ma'apapa, is that what he's talking about? Ad kan. V'shorsh the varav rei b'lekuti Torah v'zel l'shana, l'chein amber b'dera b'balak the Bilam. So this is, where did he see this? This is in Parshas Balak. In Likutei Torah, on that pasuk, he says, "L'chein amach b'dera the bilim b'vrach l'chol amakomecha, go back to your place." Pirush, what does it mean? Ki zehu soda hevel. This is an idea that it's in the Eitz Chaim, but we didn't spend a lot of time thinking about this. Ki zehu soda hevel shu Ohr Makif. That is the breath. He means breath or something coming out of the breathing system. It becomes a makif. So he says, Hine hu mitzad haku reishalo isyada. So he says, where's it coming from? That its concept is makif is something like Hine hu mitzad haku. It's on that side of the reishalo isyada. I'm not sure what that means. Hu makif hakol, which is the reisha the isyada. It surrounds everything. Now, question is how? I would say that The Rishalo Isida is panemi to everything, but he says that it surrounds everything, and Mishon Cholak El Hapeh, and so therefore it now sounds like panemi is it enters into the head of Zeranpin. It's in the head of Zeranpin, and excuse me, an Erikanpin El Hapeh v'chozer that says Misham Nahakif Latata, so it comes out of the mouth then. And it becomes a makif on everything down below it. Now, this is just the story of Balak and Bilam here. So when Balak saw that he didn't want to curse the Jews with his mouth, which is the place where these makifim come out, so go back, run back, he says. So go back to his place. At the origin of this light, which could be used as a makif if he wants to use it for the purpose of cursing the Jews. This is what it says a little al high lo isyada in regard to the lo isyada. And that's what it says over there in regards to this. And we're going to take another look at this number Kaf Vav here. Ad Kan. Yesh Lamer Od Yisparish Lefi Zecha Divra SIFRA Ditzniuta Kan, and there's a Kaf Zion on that. Maybe a little something there we could see. So let's look at number Kaf Vav. And he tells this story, and he says like this. He says, Shuvra Isi the Bishar Pasukim. He says, Mivar came the Hedye B'divrei HaSifra Ditzniutakan, V'sech L'shon of Adelog, Ki Balak hu Mibechinas Kayin. No? Shehem Gevuros Kapos HaYadayim, which are the Gevuros, which are found in the palms of the hand, V'azbaos V'azroos, and in the fingers, and also in the shoulders. Okay, once again, the Balak is from Kayin. Kayin is the Indian of Gevuros, of the, I guess you would say, of the hands, which includes the shoulders and the fingers. The Haim Stumos, they're closed. Ve'ena kol yotze misham, and everything, excuse me, ein hevel yotze misham. That's the nation. I guess he's saying that if you looked at the flow of light down through your fingers, you'll see they come to an end. V'sofik as kapov merov dagaso. So I don't know what this means, because daiga means fear. V'sofik as kapov, so it supplies, or it fills in to the hands, merov dagaso, because of the amount of fear in it. I'm not sure what that means. Alkain ein koch b'sharshal l'kalo as Yisrael. So therefore, since it's sofek as kapov merov dagaso, I guess I'm not sure what sofek means here. I think it means supplies, but it doesn't sound right here. Alkain ein koch b'sharshal l'kalo as Yisrael. So therefore, he doesn't have in his basic makeup to curse the Jews. Ella, but rather, Bilam Shuhu Bechinas Hevel Elyon. Okay, so now we're going back to comparing, I guess, Balak and Bilam. Balak is the aspect of the Gevuros of, let's say, of the complete arm, including the fingers and so on and so forth, and the shoulders. So, but over here with Bilam, ki ein koch b'sharsha l'kala as Yisrael. So therefore, in his root, he doesn't have that because it's sasum. Guess that's what he means. Ella, Bilam could. Shuhu b'chinas hevel, because he's the aspect of this hevel. You need this hevel to come out from atek yamim, according to what we said, come out of the mouth and become a makif, which is, we're talking about some big time din here, hevel ha'elyon. Shuhu sod shtei ha'gevuros ha'rishonos ha'mispashtos b'chutma or b'puma. So he says these are the first two gevuros. Now, we really deep inside of this. What kind of gevuros are we talking about? He was talking about the gevuros of Atik, I guess. Shtei hagavurus rishonos amispashted b'chut b'puma. So where do these first two go? They go out through the nose and they go out through the mouth. Hey, b'bechinas hevel, and that's like breathing. That's where air comes back and forth. Somehow this is Bilam. Kimisham yotze hevel, because this is the place where hevel came out. I think he means, or it is the place where breath comes out. V'chavagam hu Bilam, that is Bilam, ain't a rotza, but he doesn't want to do it. V'lakach, so v'lachein, Ohr Lo Balak says to Bilam, v'hata barach l'chol el makom machol. So go back, run back to your place. What is his place? That we're gonna he says V'hu v'rabereish idris azino. V'zel l'shono, he says over there, v'al chai ikre barach l'chol el makomecho. What does that mean? He said, Pirish ki bechinas hevel zeh hayotzim in the past. So we're not talking about hevel, because he mentioned kain to begin with, and so this is maybe some kind of an idea of some pshat in hevel too. So he says, "Who Ohr Makif for shorsho nimshach min hahu racial ilor delo isya derav nikra atek yomin shehu makif alakol, which becomes a makif to everything down below it. Umasham nimshach haor bereshach of the erich. So therefore, the light comes out of the resha darich ampin ad pume until it reaches his mouth. V'chozu that says b'sham the hiyos Ohr Makif el zayin tachton is the Erik Anpen canal. So he said v'kaven shabilim lo choyu rotza lahamshet hahevel lahu. So this hevel, he has the ability, lot missing in this, but he's setting it up. At any rate, he says, Pume chozech that says b'sham the hiyos Ohr Makif el zayin tachton is the Erik the Riach. V'kaven shabilim b'choyu rotza the hamshet hahevel. He doesn't want to breathe the hevel out, so to speak. So he's saying, like the curse. This is what I'm thinking. The curse is coming. What aspect of Atek are we talking about? We have to be talking about the Gevuros. So somehow he said that at the level of Atek Yomim, and what he means by Atek Yomim, I'm assuming it means, in the Resha, he said the Resha Lo Isya, that's becoming a very panimistic place. He said, Lo choya rotza the hamshaka hevel. He has the ability to be able to take that hevel and bring it out. Haku min peha elyon the kala Yisrael, in order to be able to curse those Jews. Ela ad hamshach the he brings that out and he uses it to bless them instead. Baruch l'kol makum elyon. V'tisalim sham lamala b'reisha law. That's that whole idea there. Below tis pashak derekapeh, and doesn't come out for the mouth. The varach is Yisrael, so don't do that. That's the one thing we don't want you to do. And so he's saying here also that the hevel has two qualities. The quality has a quality that could bless the Jews. He doesn't want that. So he says he wants the one that curses the Jews, but he can't do that. So it's really outside of his control. But the whole concept here about the hands of Balak and the whole thing is a new idea. Okay, Ad Kan. B'yesh Lamer Od, Ketzet Yisparish, Lefiz Shar Divrei SIFRA Ditzniutos, and then you have to really work to try to see how you understand everything else. Now, there was another one here that came right after that, which was number Kof Zayin. Let's go into the basic text of the ZOHAR, or his Pirush, that is his idea of ZOHAR. After number Kof Vav, it says, Ad Kan Yesh Lomar Ich Yisparish Lefizeh Divrei SIFRA Ditzniutos. So how do we explain our SIFRA Ditzniutos? I'm not sure what he means. Let's see. He says, Shahare Zohar. When we look at the ZOHAR, Bir called Maimer SIFRA Ditzniutos, he explains all this. Besod ha'osius hamizgalos b'metzach. So going back to this, that was that concept. I don't have it handy, but at any rate, that the averas are shown on the forehead of Zair Anpin or Eric Anpin, I forget which, or at any rate, he's really talking about people as well. So he said, so he says, look up above, we saw that. We're going to get to it then. If Im came, Yesh Lomer, oh, there's those who say also. Ma Shaichi Kan Inyan Aliyah B'Holomo B'Reisha Lo Isyada. What's it got to do with the Reisha Lo Isyada? Okay, I don't know what that meant exactly. Let's go on. So we went through Kaf Zion. That was Kaf Zion. So let's go up to the top over here on number Zion. Number Zion says, move this down here. So number Kaf Zion says, number Zion, he says, Reb Benezer Yisrael. This is from the Rav Me Koznitz, the cousin of the Rav. He said, "Hashabir kan behind the episode tachas dinim." What we're talking about is sweetening the dinim. Ayidera hachazaras dinim the makom shorshim elyon besod kavanas hareach, which is the kind of kavana of what? Of smell. What is that? Smells. Reach is scent. So what are we talking about? There's a kaf ches on this. I don't know if it'll help us. We'll see. What does that mean? Is galion dinim, that the dinim are revealed. So now we're talking about trying to force the dinim, or get the dinim to go back to where they came from, in the kavana of scent. Now I don't know anything about the kavanas of scent. But the one thing I know about scent, the only thing I know about scent, is that it's very not physical. So it has no physical form, but it does have an effect. So he said, so what are the kavanas of the reich? I don't know. And then it says, I go back to your place, and then takim kulam, and then all of them become sweetened ad kan. So I'm not sure what that was. I don't know anything. I did not know much about Balak and Bilam and this concept that we were talking about, this Havel. And I'm not sure what this is about. So let's look here at number Kaf Ches. Kaf Ches down below is trying to help us out. Let me get a little bit better here. It says like this. He says, V'hainu, l'makom shorshan shebemuach adas sheberosh. So when he says, go back to your place, right? He says, go back to your place in the Muach Hadas, Sheberosh, which is in the head. So that's the beginning of Das right there. Rei B'Sharak Avanos, he says, what does it say? He said, Daki Inyan HaReach, who Bechinas HaGevuros Amispashnos Lamata. So he says, it's how does this work? He says that this is the Bechina HaGevuros Amispashnos. Chosros l'chismatek b'shorshim b'sodareach, and it comes back, and now he says it like this. He says that they go back to be sweetened at their root, which is the root of these is the reach. Gevuros niskapsos v'olos v'niknasim b'sod hareach. So when the gevuros gathered together, miskabsos v'olos, they gather together and they enter in v'niknasim b'sod hareach derek nikve hachoitim, through the nostrils. So when you smell something, it comes in through your nostrils. So what's his point here? He says these are gevuros. So he's v'heim olos ad hamuach hanikradas. So this goes up to the moach. He doesn't say where this is, but if we're talking about the ratio of Zair Anpin, we're looking at the ratio of Eric Anpin, which we're talking about. V'hine heim olos ad hamuach hanikra das. Asher sham itra the gevuros shehi shorish kol ahei gevuros kanaydin. So once he left it open, then we assume this is Olam Atzilus, and this is the basic template. So therefore, we're talking about Eric Anpen. Shehi Shorsh Kol Ha Hey Gavuros Kanoida, which is where the Gavuros come from. The question is, for me, of course, is what does smell, the sense of smell, has to do with the Gavura? So I'm not sure. So maybe that it sounds to me that the concept of scent is outside of the person. When we talk about Bilam, when we're talking about what's inside there, he says, and you have to take it in, so it comes into you. So it could be that I'm making this up, but it could be that the process here of coming into you is a gevura. The gevura shehu shorish kol hey gevuras. That's where the itra the gevura is, and that's the place to run back to. So he said, "Kanoida, v'az hem mismatkim sham," and at that place there is a sweetening that takes place there. It's a moach. Kanoida ki ein hadinim mismatkim el b'shorsham ad kan, and he's saying over here, I always thought that the place of the shorsh was bina. Here he says that it's in das, because there's das where you have the itra the gevuras. Which comes from Bina. Vare od maha'aros haba. So we're going to see more on this subject as we go along. Now going back up to the top again and reading after number Kaf Ches, give a little concept here. It said, "B'zera b'sod barach l'kol amamukumecho." This is the quote from what he says over there. Is galian hadinim. The dinim are revealed, but sarf lahachzirim the makoma b'kuvanas areach. So once again, I mean, I need a lot more explanation about this. How is it that the kuvanas of the reach, you're breathing in, which is a concept that is breathing in, so that's the concept of smelling. So he says, say it again, is galian adinim b'tzorach lahachzirim the makoma b'kuvanas areach, and we do this by the kavanah of the reich. Maybe it means to take a deep breath. I'm not sure what this means. V'az baruch l'kol el makomecho. Then it says, run for yourself to your place. And what will happen when you get to your place? V'nim takim kulam ad kan. And there is the place of their origin where they become sweetened. Now there's more to that, but it's not here on this page. So we have a number Kaf Tes here. So he says the root of these ideas are the shorish hadavarim nira b'shara pasukim. So he says also in the Kuti Torah, he says the pasuk zecha v'ayrecha b'bilam. Going back, we're going to talk about Bilam again. Shoshorsha b'shnei gevuros chotem and pas. So now he says those two gevuros, which are, I guess, manifest in the chotem and the pas. Balak wrote to the Kalalas Yisrael, and Balak saw that he doesn't want to curse the Jews. The Bilam, he said, the Bilam Baruch l'kol amamukumecho. Sheyachzu the shorsha el. You'll go back to where the dinim come from. So previously we said they become sweetened when they go backwards. Ad kan. The pasuk zecha b'arev b'chazaras ha'gavuros l'shorshim. That's the idea, is to bring the gavuros back into their shorsh. I didn't see whether the gavuros over here with Bilam actually left, because he said he didn't want to go. But he says this. It says so. Balak is saying to go back and start all over again. Dig out another set of gavuros. That's what it sounds like he's saying here right now. He said the pasuk zecha b'arev b'chazaras ha'gavuros l'shorshim. Ana b'divrei Arizal. Shal mavur v'ayre kan b'chazaras the shorish elyon ma'od. Behind the ratio lo isyada ad kan. So we're playing around with this idea, but it's not 100% clear. Thank you for learning with me today. This is Baruch Fleischman. We're listening to the Sikh Tikkun Elevator Call.